Hey, everybody, welcome back to Mark My Words, interview with remarkable people. And today I have somebody extremely remarkable. I have Grant on. Grant, what are you doing? I tell the audience what you're doing. That is just amazing.
Yeah, Mark, first of all, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. And we always appreciate the opportunity to tell our story. Um, so we formed American Rounds last year. American Rounds is an ammunition retailer. So we sell all the major brands that most people are familiar with in their big box retail, but we do it a little differently. We're selling ammunition through automated retail machines. And
So,
we
a
don't,
vending machine for ammo.
Yeah, yeah. We try not to use the word vending machine only because it has kind of a connotation of that old candy bar style machine that's dropping a candy bar at the bottom. But yeah, I mean, in essence, yeah, it's a automated retail machine or vending machine that's got some unique technology to it to create a secure from a security standpoint. And we started that last August of last year.
Yeah. So, Grant, you're in a very safe space. This is my oil and gas audience. All of my audience is going, what? You actually invented we won't use the word vending machine, but you invented a retail dispenser of ammunition. Like everybody's going, no way. And that's exactly when I saw this on Facebook. I go, there's no way. And a little bit of research and it's yes way.
Yeah.
And this isn't something that's theory. Y'all actually have operating machines already out there, don't you?
We have eight right now currently corporate machines, and then we're actually getting ready to launch a franchise model of our business, and we have contracts for locations in over 200 spots right now.
Okay, so you're talking to the audience that's right now is going, I wonder if I should open a franchise. What will my wife say if I put some of our money into this? All right, so before we get into the backstory, I kind of want to talk some of the first things off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a lot of people and organizations out there going, this is not safe. And from the research I've done on what you're doing, this is probably the safest way to get ammunition out there, including buying it
Right.
from a person. So can we talk real quick? What have y'all done to make sure it's safe and secure?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to look at the current market and how ammunition is sold, right? So it's either sold online, which has no safety checks, right?
Yep.
Any 15-year-old with dad's credit card can go have 1,000 rounds shipped right to the house. Or it's mostly big box retailers, which it just sits on the shelf. And there's been almost a 30% plus uptick in theft in retailers since the lockdowns. So when you look at, and nobody checks an ID at big box retailers.
Nobody does.
No, I've been
Yeah.
buying ammo for 33 years, never been carded. So while there's state laws on the books for that, it's never really done. So what we created was a method that, look, it checks your ID, it verifies who you are. We don't store that information. We don't save that information. It's not given to anywhere because we don't store it. But it's just to verify that the person's of legal age and they are who they are. And then they can complete the transaction and get their ammo dispensed and have their way.
All right, so there's no way you cover every caliber out there. So I'm guessing you covered the most popular calibers. Does the calibers that the machine dispenses, does it change? So let's say I wanted a machine, or I was thinking about buying a franchise, and it was going to be in my duck hunting camp. Can
Yeah.
you configure the machine to dispense 12 gauge shotgun shells?
Absolutely. So we'll adjust the various calibers based on season, right? So just depending on the season, we'll always have a certain base of common rounds that are very popular. Your 9 millimeters and your 40 cal and things like that. But you might see during deer season, for instance, right? We're going to have maybe a different selection of rifle rounds that we might carry just on a regular day-to-day basis. And same thing if it's turkey or duck or dove or whatever it is you're looking for, it may adjust per caliber. But we can carry about 32 different SKUs in a machine. So we have a large assortment.
It just occurred to me that if I was working in a high volume store, say a sporting goods store, and my people had to stop and pull ammo off the shelves and do that transaction, that would be a great fit for your machine. You're now freeing up your limited people resources, and your customers can buy whatever ammo they want, when they want, and how much they want without having to tie up one of your shopkeepers.
Yeah, I hope so. A lot of the big box guys, they're starting to divest the category of ammunition. So we've all seen Dick's Sporting Goods got rid of it. Walmart's gotten rid of 2,000 of their 4,500 stores and are scheduled to divest the category and the rest. So we're seeing that happen. And when you go to the big box retailers, a lot of times the reason there's such a high theft rate is because there is no one on the floor watching the ammunition.
Right.
And so because they're in the back where they might be selling firearms, and they're higher dollar items that require the background checks and so forth. That requires a person's attention. So that's part of the reason the theft has gone up so much. But yeah, we feel like we're a great alternative for those retailers.
And you know what? Somebody's not going to hot pocket your machine and drop it in their shorts, right? You just can't steal from the machine.
No, it's about with ammo. The ammo inside it's about 2,000 pounds. It's double walled steel. They're always indoors. So yeah, it's not one you're just going to throw in the back of your truck and drive away with.
All right, so completely safe, does all the background checks automatically. You can configure dispense whatever ammunition you want to sell. You have a franchise.
Yeah, well, let's clarify. So we don't do background checks. So that's one
I'm
thing.
sorry. Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I should not say background check. Actually, you're doing checks to make sure the legal age.
Legal age, and that the person is who they are at the purchase.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you have a franchise model, like everything's going, it seems to be going well. Okay, I got to back you up to the very beginning. Whose idea was this? Because if you were my buddy and we were drinking, this is something we might have come up with off the top of our heads. Like, where did this idea come from?
Yeah, so my partner and I were in a different industry altogether, and we were looking at automated retail for that specific industry, and we were talking with some strategic grocery store partners we have. Those grocery store partners were talking to their stores, and they came back to us and said, what you guys are proposing is really cool, but could you do it for ammunition? Because our customers want ammunition. And these are rural grocery stores, and some of those stores already sold ammunition, but it's kind of the same thing. Do we want to have people messing with that? So they were like, "Hey, can we do that?" And so, it took me about 10 seconds to go, "Yeah, we can do that." Yeah. So I reached out to my partner. I said, "Hey, we're going to the ammunition market with this."
What a great story. So the rural grocery stores, the first thing pops in my mind is like Piggly Wiggly and stuff. But yeah, when I grew up in rural Louisiana, and I used to actually walk to a local grocery store, and with $1 bill, I'd buy 50 rounds of 22 ammunition, a moon pie, and a Coca-Cola, and we'd go out and plink cans all day. I could see that being a great fit for rural grocery stores. So did your friends and family think you're crazy when you told them the idea?
The funny thing is their first response typically is it's either, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard," or it's, "Is that legal?" I mean, they ask that question. Those are usually your two responses, and the answer is yes and yes. It's a great, we're having fun with it. It's a great idea, and yes, it's legal. And we don't go to any state that we don't meet all the legal requirements for. But yeah, so it's been an adventure, and the responses have been kind of all over the place depending on where you are in terms of your perspective on the Second Amendment.
Yeah, it's this audience here, I can tell you where they all stand on the Second Amendment, is that their rights will not be infringed upon. Period.
Well, so the Second Amendment. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is really important to the Second Amendment community, and what I try to get people to understand, because a lot of them say, "Well, I'm not going to have my ID scanned," and et cetera, et cetera. The problem is the laws on the books are supposed to have people check IDs. We know they don't, and so if you're anti-gun lobby, right? You want the 2A community to make mistakes, because if they're making mistakes and unfortunately those tragedies happen because of those mistakes, then that allows that anti-gun lobby to push for stronger laws. And so what we're trying to say is that, look, everything we're doing is just in accordance with the current laws on the books. We don't share that information. Nobody's working with big government or any of that kind of business. What we're doing is keeping on the books so that they don't have that leverage to say, "Oh yeah, we need to enact, stronger laws," right? So by doing it right, we take that leverage away from them, and we're actually protecting the 2A community.
Dude, that's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. I have some of the similar stuff because I work in the oil and gas industry, right? There's a lot of anti-oil and gas people, and there is a lot of anti-Second Amendment. It's actually become a very organized movement in my lifetime, and the fact that y'all are taking a leverage away from them and showing them that you can be a responsible ammunition distributor legally is just amazing. And now that I think about it that way, and there's nothing they can say. There's no way for a minor to get a hold of ammunition out of your equipment. So you, in a lot of ways, besides removing the leverage from the anti-gun people, I mean, just what a beautiful thing to know that you're keeping some child safe. We don't know who that child is, but somewhere somebody's not going to get ammunition that shouldn't have had their hands on it. What a beautiful thing. So great, convenient. You got a franchise model going on, rock solid reliability. It's just a wonderful idea. If anybody in the audience wanted to reach out to you, what is your website?
Yeah, it's AmericanRounds.com.
Yep. We'll put a link in the show notes, everybody. We'll also put a link to Grant's LinkedIn profile if you want to reach out to him directly.
Perfect.
But if you're interested in any of this, reach out to them. Like I said, I reached out to Grant on Facebook. He was very open, happy to come jump on. Grant, I hate to let you go, but run out of time. But this is just a wonderful thing. I wish you much success. And oil and gas audience, if you're interested in what he's doing, go check them out. And if you're looking for a franchise model, how cool would it be to tell your friends that you're now a proud owner of ammunition distribution franchise? What a wonderful thing. Grant, thanks for coming on the show.
Mark, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, folks, we will see you next time.